Yeah, man. No stopping it now.
How you doing, man?
I'm great. Thank you.
You don't have an off season, so what's your summers like? What is a Hall of Famer's summers like? Tell us that.
Well, I have young kids now.
Okay.
So my summers are spent, running all over the Metroplex in Dallas with baseball and tennis and volleyball and all that kind of stuff, and vacations with the family. Summertime is usually a really relaxing time for me. It's always been like that. Even going back to my days of being a player, summertime for me, especially in the first part of it, was always about just kind of relaxing and enjoying
what you can.
The moment.
Right. So, what kind of parent are you when you're at these matches? Are you up and down the sidelines? Are you screaming? Are you in the tunnel because you can't watch? What kind of parent are you watching the games?
Well, the funny thing about it is, I always envision myself being this parent that just sits, in the stands, quietly with the hat on, don't say much. That's not me. For one, I can't sit down when my kids are playing. I'm standing up. Now, I'm not a big screamer. I'm not yelling at them. I let them play. But I'm nervous as heck, so I'm pacing. I'm walking around. It's pretty nerve-wracking, to be honest with you.
Do you have that same, is that nervous energy that you had before games that you're at the games with now?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got it.
I think the most kind of mind-boggling thing about it, I have no control. At least, when I was nervous before my games,
you know what you was going to do,
I got control of it. But now with my kids, no control. So Dad's just nervous.
LT, the Chargers do a really good job of bringing former players out here. What kind of conversations do you have with the current players?
A lot of conversations, anywhere from on the field things to off the field stuff. We're fortunate to have that community family relationship here with the Chargers, where, as you mentioned, a lot of the former players do come back, and we do get a chance, especially at events like this, to interact with guys like Derwin James. And honestly, our job is just to love on those guys, to tell them how great of a job they're doing, how proud of them we are, representing the Chargers brand. And at the end of the day, let them know that we understand. We've been there. It's a hard game to play. And so we appreciate their sacrifice.
What benefit do you remember these days kind of having as a player on the team?
Well, just mostly the camaraderie that you have with former players and current players, but also the rare opportunities you get to interact with our sponsors, that have been great sponsors for the team. And we don't get a chance, especially as players, to interact with, the people that really support this team until we have events like this. I think that's what today is all about, is showing the love to, people that support this organization.
What kind of advice can you share with players up there talking to them?
Well, it just depends on the conversation, honestly. Because at the end of the day, I think we all have different aspirations. I'm in the media, and so someone that's not a part of the media, our conversation might reflect around family, how to balance family life with, life after football. And, most of the time, it is all about family. Because we all pretty much, now that we're retired, we're entrenched in family life. And that's our day-to-day life.
Yeah, the Chargers drafted Isaiah Spiller. Have you had a chance to talk with him? And if not, what do you think about his game?
Yeah, so I've been a big fan of Isaiah. Obviously, being from Texas, went to Texas A&M, and obviously going to high school there. And so I've kept up with him. I haven't had the opportunity yet to meet him. I look forward to it. But I've been a big fan for a while. I think Isaiah, with his size and his speed, athletic ability, I think he can add a different dimension, obviously, to the offense. And, nowadays, guys like Isaiah, you have to have guys like him on your team for the very fact that no one wants to tackle big dogs. I mean, look what Derrick Henry has done for so long. Like those guys, we don't want to tackle those big guys. So I think with this speed and power combination, it's going to be interesting to watch he develop in this offense.
Now, LT, I know you didn't have trouble acclimating yourself to the NFL game, but on this particular team, we've been looking for a couple years for somebody to step up and complement Austin Eckler. What's been the challenge in that? And just as a running back, if you're just speaking as a running back as best you can, because I know this wasn't you, but to try to do the right things, learn the right plays to earn time on the field. Talk about that, and then once you get on the field, to actually produce.
Yeah, and so I think the biggest thing is with running backs, the majority of running backs, you want the carries. You feel like, especially guys coming out of college, they were the man in college. They got the carries. And so they were able to develop and get acclimated to a game. But here, Austin Eckler is the man. Now, you do need someone to complement Austin Eckler. So how do you take advantage of having 6-7 carries a game? Your mindset has to be focused on, I'm going to take the best 6 or 7 carries that I can possibly, have and make the best out of them. And I'm going to do the little stuff. I'm going to make sure that I'm on my P's and Q's with protection, that I'm, protecting Justin Herbert, that I'm running the right routes. All those things, I think you earn the respect of the coaches so that they feel comfortable putting you on the field, And so I think it's just somebody has to come to the forefront of being a guy that the coaching staff can trust at the end of the day.
Gotcha.
And that plays out through training camp and preseason.
Gotcha.
How's your golf game?
I would say soft.